Alright, today is October 17th. It's a Thursday, and it is myself, my brother Chinew. We are up here to do some backcountry mule deer hunting. So, mule deer season closes next Tuesday, so we'll have today's evening hunt, and we'll have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Those are probably our full days of hunting, and then Tuesday we'll probably just have to do a half day. Yeah, we're just gonna go up there. We got our packs loaded up. It's pretty heavy. Since we're able to backcountry, we'll be able to hunt a little farther, and we'll be able to hunt a little longer. So with that being said, let's pack up and let's head up the mountain, and we'll see if we can find some deer. We're still making our way up as we're slowly working up, wherever we can glass. We're just glassing. I think I just spotted the first deer. It's bedded. I'm too shaky, but I might pull out the spotter. That's a deer for sure. We've been looking at this deer because we couldn't just ditch him and not know whether he was legal or he was a 2x2 or anything. So we sat here, tried to confirm. It was kind of far, and the quality of the camera and the spotting scope is just not the best. And so finally we confirmed it. He's a 2x3. He's a legal deer. First deer on this trip. It's a 2x3. He's legal. It's just that he's in a rather tough spot, so we don't know if we're going to be able to go over there. Like, even though we're not necessarily in a position to kill him, it's just the first deer right off the bat. It's a legal deer, that's just gives you such a big boost in confidence. That's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a decent four.
Dude, that's a nice buck. He looks very similar to the one we saw across.
Yeah.
It's just that the other one, I don't think he had eye guards.
Well, I don't know. It's just too far. He could have eye guards. The only thing is
Whoa, what is this?
Is it a mole?
No. Just walking around. We made it to the spot where we planned to camp, and so we were just kind of zigzagging trying to find a spot to camp because we want to get out of the wind. Came over here, we looked up. Shoot, there's a herd right in front of us. It's a good sign. Pretty excited. Hopefully we could turn up a legal buck within shooting range. Saw 2 spikes in that herd. I think at least 2 does or 3 does. What we're gonna do is we're gonna unload camp. We're just gonna camp right there, set up our tent, set up everything, get everything out of packs, and just pack what we need for a day hunt. And then we'll go out over here and we'll start glassing, because we haven't even set up our tent. We've already seen like 10 deer, so it's a good start to this backcountry trip. All right, well, Finally got the tent set up, so it's time to unload the backpacks. It was a little hefty hike up here, but we knew once we got to our little base camp that we were gonna unload everything, so we went a little heavier on this loadout. Carried all our water. To some of you backcountry enthusiasts, that probably sounds insane, but carried all the water we need for possibly up to 5 days if we stay up here that long. So got a lot of water, but like I said, once we got to our base camp, a lot of our water we're just gonna leave here. So snacks, more water, pull up the spotter for now. Soft shell jacket, socks, extra socks, sleeping pad, tarp for whatever, pillow, fuel, our jet boil, super down jacket, and also brought the Kuiu Yukon rain pants just in case. The Teton rain jacket, cord, and our sleeping bag. And then more water in here. We just got our camp set up. We were walking down to go down there just so we could start glassing. Just spotted a deer. Looks like a doe. So looks like the deer are out. Gotta make it to our glassing spot and hopefully the bucks are out. Made it to our little glassing point. It's pretty windy because we're right in the open, so sat here probably like not even 5 minutes. Spotted our first deer. They're quite a bit of ways. I think I calculated that's 1.5 miles away, but we got the spotter this time, so we have a little bit better vision on them. It looks like a little herd of does. It's a good sign that they're out feeding, but I don't know if that side right there is getting hit by the wind like this side is, because if that side is calm, then that's probably a reason why they're out feeding, and probably why we haven't seen a single deer on this side. But we're just gonna be patient. We're just gonna glass around and see if we can pick apart a big old buck in the timber. The wind right there is so bad. We just think that all the deer are gonna be hunkered down, try to hide from the wind, because that wind is just too crazy. Just gonna go over there and loop back and go back to our camping spot, and then that's gonna do it for today. Alright, well, good morning. Today is October 18th. It's our first official full day here, so Chinew and I, we woke up this morning and we both just split off. And so he's overlooking this other side over here, and then I came on this side to overlook this part over here. And so, as you guys can see, we got a little bit of snow from last night. And it's not a lot of snow, but definitely enough to make spotting these mule deer quite challenging this morning. Normally when you're glassing for mule deer, there's two things that you catch. You either just catch the body of the deer, which is gray, or you catch the white rump, which is white. But right now with the snowy conditions, we have snow, which is white, mixed in with brown and gray. And so right now it's a perfect time for mule deer to be camouflaged in the wide opens. So the sun is coming up. We're just going to be patient and just glass around and see if we can spot a deer. This doe keeps looking to her top right. She's acting pretty suspicious. I feel like if it's not a predator or another hunter, it might be a buck. If you guys look at her, she's staring intently on top. I'm just gonna keep my eyes out and we'll see what this thing is. There was two more other deer, but they disappeared into the trees, so I couldn't get the spotter out in time. So we'll just look at this deer. We'll see what she's so curious about. Right, I found out why she was so cautious. There's a coyote, probably like 100 yards. This doe is actually pushing this coyote out. She's actually walking up towards the coyote, and the coyote's like actually walking away. Oh, if that coyote was within range, I would smoke him right now. But he's like 1,000 yards away. So a lot of times when you look at deer, you just look at their body posture, and you can kind of tell what that deer's feeling or what that deer is thinking.
So, I glassed up a deer on the other ridge. It looked like a buck. I kind of saw something on his head, and I went to grab my camera. I wanted to get some footage for you guys, and when I got back, he's gone. So, I don't know if he saw me or what, but he's about 500 yards away. We'll see if he comes back up onto my side. I think he kind of went back over the ridge and he was just feeding. And so hopefully he works his way back up so I can see him, take a better look at him.
Blast around, didn't see anything besides that coyote and those three does. So I'm actually gonna work my way down to my brother. He said he just saw a pretty big one, so I'm gonna go down there see if we could relocate it. He said he just got a glimpse of it, and then the deer just disappeared. So we're gonna bring him the spotter. We'll see how it goes. It's late morning. And earlier we were up high. We were just glassing around. Didn't really see much. I saw a few deer. And so we decided to drop down and hop over this ridge to go blast the backside. And so while we were working our way over here, we didn't really see much. I stopped down here because there was a cow. So I started recording the cow. And then as soon as I stopped, I put the binos up to look at the cow. And in the outer peripherals of the binoculars, I saw a deer moving by. Turns out that was like a herd of like 6 or 7 deer. There's a 2-point in there at least. We didn't really get a good look at him, but he was at least a 2x2. Not very big, but who knows? He could have been a legal deer. That's probably like 150 yards, maybe 200 yards. A lot of deer are out moving this morning, which is a good sign. The only downfall is like with this frozen ground and this frozen snow, it's just impossible to walk silently. Fortunately for us, we were able to sneak pretty close because we were walking super slow. Let's continue to hunt and find a bigger buck. Stopped here to kind of glass these little pockets within these trees, and I was glassing here. I heard a twig snap, and I heard a thump. And then I tried to sneak over there. There was a doe that was hopping her way up over there, and then there was another one up there. I don't know what that one was. I just saw the white rum flash over. Chinew and I, we came over here to this little point and we were glassing around. We didn't see any deer, so the sun's up high, and despite having a windstorm last night with a little bit of snow and rain, it's actually pretty warm right now. So essentially there's 2 things you can do. You can just sit around and wait and just glass around, maybe build a fire, wait for the evening for the deer to start moving again, or 2, you can start going in and timber sneak in and hopefully walk up on a bedded buck. So with those 2 options, I'm gonna put my legs to work and we're gonna go timber sneak. We're gonna loop all the way around this ridge, and we're gonna make a big circle, probably all the way back to camp. It's probably gonna take me all day, but gotta do what you gotta do to kill a buck. It's a funky looking 2-point. I don't want to be too loud, because as soon as I started dropping down this side of this ridge, I started seeing a lot of fresh droppings. These deer have to be here somewhere, so I don't want to be too loud. I'm gonna strap this onto my backpack, and then we'll start timber sneaking down over there. Hopefully we could turn up something a little bit bigger than this one and put them on the ground. This is definitely this year's shed. Just look how brown it is. I was right up here. That deer was bedded right down here. I bumped it, I think it hopped over here. So I came down here because I'm gonna go up and over that ridge right there. Just because right there is kind of clear. So I just want to see if there's anything out in the open. If not, then I'll drop back down to the timber and I'll just, again, continue my timber sneaking journey.
was like, dude, that's a shooter buck right there. Pulled up the binos. It's just a doe, a big doe. 2 does, and 1 smaller doe and 1 big doe.
Working my way through the timber, and right when I got to the edge where the timber ends and it starts to be open again, I ran across a herd of looks to be 5 does. No bucks. I timber sneaked pretty low, pretty close to the bottom, so now I gotta work my way up and over this point right here. Seems like everything I'm doing is just not producing. I've either seen does or fawns or button bucks or young bucks. Haven't seen a single legal buck, excluding the one we first saw on this trip that was just not in a huntable position. So now I'm just gonna work, get on top, go over, just kind of sit on a vantage point and just glass around. And if you don't see nothing, then it's back to boots on the ground and just more hiking. I saw 2 deer. They both look pretty young. Right now they're back into the timber, so I don't see them anymore. But I'm just gonna get set up. I don't think they're gonna have any bucks with them, but they might have those barely legal bucks. So I'm just gonna sit here, just gonna wait. We'll see if something shows up.
was just working my way along this ridge, and I was gonna basically go over this ridge onto the side where we saw that 2-point this morning. And I looked up and I saw movement, a doe with 2 fawns. And it was so cool because in one of the fawns, it was so curious. It kept coming closer and closer, and it actually got probably no more than 10 yards. And then eventually they just worked their way down.
Dude, this wind chill is no joke. It is pretty cold, but right Right now we're nearing the end of shooting hours, and earlier, probably about an hour ago, we came back to our normal glassing spot, and within like 30 seconds of sitting down, I glassed across and spotted a couple deer at 1,400 yards. One of them was a buck. There was 3 does and 1 buck, and he was at least a 2.2x2, nice little forky. But on the spotter, it was just a little too far to get quality video of him, so it was kind of hard to see whether he had a 3rd point or not. So I stayed back, and Chinew, he worked his way all the way over there just to get a closer look at him. And he got over there, he just busted 1, and he just don't know where the rest went. So he's working his way back now, and then we're just gonna go up to camp and just call it a day. Making a little fire for now, and then we're gonna eat, and we'll probably just, just hanging out around the campfire for a little bit, and then we're probably gonna go to bed, and then we'll hunt tomorrow again. Another full day of hunting tomorrow. We didn't get a buck on the ground yesterday or today, but the hunt still goes on. So thank you guys so much for watching this one, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.